it's me again. So this video is going to be talking a little bit about why I always send home Tweezer activities, and also we're going to be talking about this activity, which is put the apples on the tree, but you're going to be seeing a lot of very similar activities where we use a dice, where we use some type of object and some type of fine motor tool for pinching and moving objects. You will notice, so for my 3 and early 4-year-olds, I usually put only about 5 objects in a bag, and this is because it's super so children might be able to count higher than they're actually able to do. We call one-to-one, meaning if I say hand me 2 objects, sometimes a child will just keep going 1, 2, 3, 4, and not first off recognize that there's a stopping point. So I said to stop when you get to that number, and that's just allowing them to know that like one object means one thing, another object means 2, and so on. And so these games are so critical for that skill. For my later 4s and my early 5s, you might see more objects in your bag just because that's something that they might already know how to do, and now they need to start expanding that a little more to the higher numbers. So my 2s and 3s, if they can do up to 5 objects by the end of the year, I'm super happy with that. My 4 and 5-year-olds, at least 10 would be great. More than that would be wonderful as well. But again, we all learn at different speeds and we will all get it eventually. So we're not putting a ton of pressure on them. These are just fun games to do with your child, and if you do them every week, then they'll get the hang of it. And the first week you might be wanting to be like, no, that's, stop. Always be kind, always be gentle, and always tell them like, oops, you went past that number. What number did I say? I said number 3. Let's stop when we hear 3. Again, always being kind, always being just very gentle with them, because at this point if they feel like, oh, I made a mistake and Miss Michelle's so mad at me for making that mistake, they're not going to want to play the game again. But if I'm like, oopsie, you went past 3, let's try that again. I hate when I do that. I need to be listening and I need to be thinking, and that's so hard, but I can do it. It is, I don't want to say acting, but it's just being aware that children are very sensitive to getting things quote unquote wrong or not getting them fast enough. And so it's our job to make them be like, it is okay. And with practice, we will get it. Okay. So this game teaches lots of things. So number 1, counting. Dice recognition with numbers. They're going to be doing lots of dice stuff in kindergarten. Again, my 3-year-olds, you'll have me again next year, so don't worry, we'll be doing a lot of this. But I do know kindergarten uses die a lot. So again, just having them count the numbers whenever they roll. Kids love rolling dice. And so let's just say they got 3, really point out, oh, I see each one of those dots is another number. Or start here, 1, 2, 3, how many? And make them repeat that number so it kind of gets stuck in their heads. And so I would just have, I wish I could have my table out, but it's kind of difficult. I would just have, again, for the younger ones, like 5 objects on the counter, and then say, okay, we're gonna put these on the tree. Now this is helping that fine motor, strengthening those muscles, working on hand and eye, being able to focus, picking it up and grasping, and being able to move. Those are all super important skills that might not seem like, they're just moving something. Well, actually, they're doing a lot. They're doing hand-eye coordination. They're strengthening their hands. They're counting. It's so many different skills that we don't even think of. So again, when you have your tree, putting on 1. How many apples are on our tree? 1. What number did we need? 3. 1's less than 3. We need some more apples. And then going and finding another one. Oh, now let's count them. 1, 2, and you can add in lots of different things. You can add, and then I would finish the activity first before doing another skill. Let's add another one. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3. And then I would also talk to, if you're doing larger numbers like 9, talking about lining them up. So it's easier for us to count. And then afterwards, there's so many things that you can do with this. You can talk about colors, like, oh, I see the color yellow. Or you can say, oh, let's pick the it looks red in the screen, but let's pick the orange apple. Can you pick the orange apple? And so it turns into so many different things. And then if you have like, say, 2 orange apples on here, oopsie, you can, you know, say, oh, which color apple do we have the most of? So most, less of, I mean, there's just endless possibilities, and this could be a 5-minute activity or less, and you could have done so many math skills that you like don't even realize are so important for your child. And so just playing this like 5-minute game or less every day. And again, you can use this same game every day. You can be like, oh, let's go pick apples. And the more excited that you get about playing, the more excited that they get. If their tweezers are too hard for them, they can just use their fingers, but always tell them to do alligator fingers, because again, it's that pinch. Or let me know, because I also have a couple of different types of tweezers, and some might be easier than others. So always let me know if something's too difficult. But I hope that makes sense. And again, you can use this, you know, it's not always going to be exactly this activity, but those similar activities that I send home, that's how we would do them in the classroom. Okay, guys, I hope that explained it, and I hope that made sense.